Hey guys, welcome back to day 18 of my 31 days of Halloween. Today we're making some cute, fun Halloween hair accessories. We're going to start off with these adorable scrunchies. So what you need is a piece of fabric. Mine tend to be about 15 by 4.5 inches. You're going to fold it in half with the good sides together and then stitch all along the long edge to close it up. You can totally do this on a machine. I normally use a machine, but for the sake of this video, I did just do everything by hand. It takes a little bit longer, and it's not as sturdy, but these were just for me, so it's all good. Alright, so next you're going to need a piece of elastic that is going to be roughly 5 inches long, 5 to 6 inches. Then you're going to take the tube that you just sewed up. Anyway, you're going to take your pretty little tube and turn it the right side out so that your pretty pictures are on the outside. And then you can feed the elastic through the tube. You can totally use a safety pin to help you feed the elastic through here, or even just like an elastic threader if you have that available. And then you're just going to stitch the two ends of the elastic together so that you have a little elastic loop inside your scrunchie. No big deal, doesn't take a lot. Just make sure it is secure because you don't want your scrunchie in your hair and then for it to like break and all your hair falls down from its pretty little updo. Anyway, you're going to tie that off. And then we are going to go ahead and make sure that the seam is lined up all the way around because you don't want it to be all twisted because it's not going to look as nice. Then you're going to fold one of the ends inward and then kind of hook it over the other end, kind of like it's going to eat it. Then you're just going to stitch this shut. I basically used a really simple ladder stitch just to close it up without being able to see any of the stitching. You can really use whatever method you want to close it. If you're using machine to sew it, you can even just sew straight over it. If you're okay with there being a little flat stitch section on your scrunchie. Now you're just going to snip your little thread there and your scrunchie is finished. It's super cute and adorable. I tend to wear them as bracelets a lot as well just because they're really cute. Now we're going to make some simple little bows. Basically you're going to need another square of fabric. I think this is about 5 by 6 or 4.5 by 6, as well as a smaller piece that is about 1 inch by 2.5 to 3 inches for the center of the bow. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold over the piece so that you're taking it and overlapping it in the center. You don't want the two edges to meet, you want them to overlap. And then you're just going to stitch both ends shut. If you want it to be a little extra sturdy, you can totally do this with your machine. Again, I'm just doing it by hand for the sake of this video. If you want to do it by hand and you want it extra sturdy, just make sure you go over it a couple of times. All right, now that both ends are stitched shut, you're gonna flip it right side out, just like a tiny little pillowcase. And then go ahead and poke the corners out so that you have nice little corners. We're gonna fold it in half and then basically fold each little edge in half again so that you get that cute little bow shape. Take your needle and thread and just stitch right through the center so that it stays in place for you, because, you know, it makes life easier when you do this. All right, take your skinny little piece. You're gonna fold it in 3 so that you have a nice, pretty outside edge and you don't see any of the seamed, like, cut edges. Gonna stitch it to the bow and just wrap it around. When you get to the back, you're gonna fold that little tail under and then continue to wrap it, where you will then stitch through it. Doesn't have to be pretty because this is gonna be covered up, and just stitch the little loop shut. And there you have a cute little bow. Now, in order to make this a hair accessory, you're gonna have to tie it off and snip the thread because nobody wants the needles hanging from their hair. And then you can go ahead and grab some little alligator clips or barrette clips if you prefer those. You can even just slide a bobby pin into it if you want. You're gonna slide that behind a layer of the center loop and then just stick a little bit of hot glue between the alligator clip and the main part of the bow just to make sure it stays in place. I'm gonna repeat that with the second one. Try to get a little closer out. This one was being a little stubborn, but I eventually did get it into place. There we go. Again, just flip the bow back and put a little dollop of hot glue in either end just to secure the clip in place. And now we have these 2 cute, adorable little bows. The third ones that we're doing are these adorable little bat bows. They're just made out of vinyl. I have them in like pastels and some bright colors, and obviously in this amazing glitter vinyl. So what you're gonna do is trace out the bat shape that you want. You can do normal bows as well with just rectangles, but I took a while perfecting this bat shape to get it to look the way I wanted it to, so I'm gonna use the bat shape. Then you're also gonna need a skinny little strip for the center of the bow. So you're going to pinch it in half forwards, and then each side's gonna flip out backwards so that you get that nice, cute little bow ripple effect going on in there. Just gonna hot glue a dollop in the middle, and then go ahead and glue the little tiny strip just to the top of it. You're gonna wrap it around and pop some more glue in there to hold it in place once you get it situated the way you want. And then with the little tail, you're just going to trim that off because we're not really tucking it under. Add another little dollop of glue and fold over what's left of the tail. And just hold it in place for a minute while the glue sets. Hot glue does take a minute to cool down. Gonna take one of your adorable little alligator clips, handy dandy things. I broke mine, so I had to get another one. And then just going to put some hot glue there on the back of the bow. And then pop that alligator clip on. And then you have adorable little bat bows. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe.